Hey, this is Linz, and you are watching Support the Scene.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Support the Scene. I'm Allie Ross, and I'm coming to you from this beautiful recording studio, Fifth Chord Studios in New Westminster. So today I would like to introduce a really killer, beautiful ballad band. They are just incredible rock. It's Ophelia Falling in the studio tonight. Hey, guys, how are you? Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Chelsea Rose from Ophelia Falling. I'm the singer, songwriter, and you are?
She's also the moral compass. I am Mark Anthony Richardson. I am not the moral compass, but I look after guitars and programming.
Fantastic. Ophelia Falling, what an incredible band. I have seen you several times live. I can't tell you how excited I am to have you today to share some of what's going on with you guys. I hear that there is a show coming up. Is that right?
We have a couple of shows coming up, but yes, our next show is next Friday, the 24th. We are playing the Roxy again. That's our third time, I think, playing the Roxy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, third time playing the Roxy in the same number of years. So yeah, we're pretty excited to get back there. We're playing with Chelsea's Tale. No affiliation whatsoever to my tale.
No affiliation.
Not sure where the name came from, but I'm hoping it has nothing to do with my tale.
No, I checked them out. They're a great band too. They're a three-piece rock and roll band. They're really cool. Yeah, we like playing the Roxy. It's got a great stage, good vibe. It's a great room for rock music.
So could you please describe to the viewers who haven't seen you live yet, how would you describe your music as in terms of tone, style, whatever it is that makes you you?
I'm gonna let you start.
Sure. I think we're pretty European in sounding. So if you're into that kind of European sound of like Nightwish or Delane or Within Temptation, those types of band, After Forever, then you would like us, right? It's melodic, it's heavy, but has kind of a cool little dance thing going on. It's a kind of a mix of different genres thrown together. There's some classical influences, pop music, a bit of everything.
Yeah, I describe it as dense. There's a lot going on. It's a big wall of sound that comes at you, but we've balanced it so well with the orchestrations and then my voice floating over top of the hard rock that we've got going on. So it is different from anyone that I think is in Vancouver or Canada. I think we've got a very unique sound.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear about who else is in your band. Could you please describe who they are, what they do, and maybe what they've done before?
Sure. Well, there's Sylvain Malteus. He is on bass. He also plays with a band called Anarchion. He's cooler than we are.
He's by far the most metal person in the band.
He's the kind of guy that wears sunglasses indoors and at night and somehow gets away with it. He's on bass, a veteran player. And then we have Chris Pallett on drums. He's a younger guy, relatively new to the band. He's been, I guess, relatively new, not anymore.
It's in 2020 he joined the band.
So I guess, oh, what, really?
Yeah.
Okay, he's not new to the band. But COVID happened. I think COVID kind of messes with your sense of time. Chris is our drummer. What can I say about Chris? Other than he's really great. He's a great drummer, and he's one of the most likable people I've ever met. So
yeah, he's a great guy. We actually went to elementary school together and didn't know it. We didn't know each other because he's a little bit younger than I am.
No way.
But his mom was the lunch monitor, and I still remember her.
And then you have a fantastic keyboardist.
Our keyboardist has actually since when was it? October has left the band.
Oh no, he was such a gem. I enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah, his name is James Meyer. He was with the band for many years and got us going, and did a lot of work in the writing and the sound production of it. But then has since decided that it's really not what he wants to do in terms of like the touring and that kind of heavy lifting, has decided that it's just not what he wants to do anymore, right? Because he did a lot of that when he was playing with Devin Townsend, right? He's kind of toured all over the world, and it's just decided that nah, he's kind of over it, right? So we're moving on without him. I'm taking over a lot of the workload that he had, and we'll be working with other musicians in the Vancouver area for select projects.
Okay.
To cover that capacity gap.
Right on. So I really, really love your vocals, Chelsea. I gotta say, you are such a star. When you're on stage, sometimes it sounds like Valkyrie's hoisting me up to Valhalla. It's absolutely surreal watching you perform on stage. You're such a beautiful talent, and I love the way you style yourself up there. I hope everybody gets a chance to come and watch you live, because it certainly is worth the money, worth the ticket. And I would like to know, maybe, who are some of your earlier influences?
That's a question I get asked often, and it's hard for me to answer, because my earlier influences were very 70s rock. It's what my parents grew up with and what they really liked. But people like Karen Carpenter and Anne Murray, people with really clear voices. You'll notice in our music, I don't do any like big runs of stuff. There's no Christina Aguilera moves. It's very like pure and simple. And I grew up with that, and I really, really appreciate that sound. Moving into like nowadays, the person who inspires me the most has got to be Flori Jansen from Nightwish. I think her voice is the most versatile and phenomenal voice I've ever heard, and I don't usually say that about other female singers. So
excellent. I agree, absolutely. And Mark Anthony, where did you come from? What's your musical background?
A variety of things. I have a degree in classical guitar, so I come from a very strong classical background, but I grew up playing heavy metal, and pop music. So that all came together to the blend of classical and rock and metal and pop music, and kind of, I was a big fan of Devo, right? So I do like a lot of cool like 80s and early 90s synths. Kind of put it all together, and that's kind of what it is.
You are absolutely everywhere. I see you doing things at the Rio, absolutely everywhere, doing different types of shows besides being a music teacher, guitar teacher. What are some of the really cool things that you got a chance to participate in the last little while?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I do a lot of session work, and I am super versatile in terms of like stylistically what I can play. I like to say that I'm good at everything, but not great at any one thing. But I can kind of play anything, right? And for me, that's super important and a really cool thing, part of my life. Recently, I did a tribute to Pink Floyd. We did, because it's the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon. We did the entire album in a burlesque atmosphere at the Rio. So we did a burlesque show to Dark Side of the Moon, and in the first act. Second act was assorted Pink Floyd hits. But I've done everything from like, recently did a Kate Bush show. I've done boy tributes often, Queen, ABBA.
Musical theater.
I do a lot of musical theater. I do lots of musical theater. In fact, I'm doing Carrie, the musical, next month up at Capella University.
Fantastic. I love that. I know that you've been on tour. Last year, you guys did a bit of a round. What are some of your favorite places that you went to? Can you tell me about your trip?
Oh man, we did like a prairie loop. We went all the way to Manitoba through Saskatchewan, and then back through Saskatchewan, Alberta, and back home. We hit two festivals on the way, Armstrong and Loud as Hell, and they were both so much fun. They were an absolute blast. But the best place had to be his hometown, Brandon, Manitoba. It was just a absolute great night.
It was pretty. It was pretty fun.
They took care of us so well. The show was packed. It was just a huge show, and we had just so much fun.
Yeah, it's an old school bar called the 40, and it's an old country rock place, right? So it has a very large stage with a very large dance floor, a big open space. And with great lights and great huge sound. It's that old school big rock club, and it was full on that night.
Yeah,
it was really full on.
Yeah, it was a great time.
They're very lucky to have had you. I really enjoy watching you guys. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about today?
Sure. We have another show coming up at the East Side Boxing Club. Actually, it's another benefit. We recently did the Bowie Ball at the Rickshaw, and the same group of people are putting on a benefit for Ukrainian refugees in Poland. And that's going on March 11th?
March 11th.
March 11th. It's that whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're playing the Saturday, and there are a ton of bands playing. And all the money raised goes to helping Ukrainian refugees from the war in Poland.
And how do people get a hold of those tickets, and how much are they?
That's a great question, and we don't know the answer to it. But they will be. The event's called
Get It On.
The event is called Get It On, and it's all over social media.
Yeah.
So I'm sure pick your social media outlet of choice, and you'll be able to find it very, very easily. Get It On at the East Side Boxing Center.
Boxing Club.
Boxing Club.
I love that. Well, it's definitely something we all want to support. These times are tough, and we need to support each other. And through music and art is truly a great way to unify the people around the world and show solidarity and love. And that's what we're all about here with Support the Scene. I'm absolutely thrilled to have had a chance to chat with you and share my love for you with the rest of the world, because you are dynamite. And I definitely hope to see you out there all over the place, touring all over. You are worth it. So I'm Allie Ross, and I've been here at the beautiful Fifth Chord Studios in New Westminster. This is a great place to come and record and to practice, to jam, to live stream, to have an event. I absolutely inspire everybody in the area. If you need a place to come, this is a fantastic venue. And shout out to our sponsors, Fifth Chord Studios. So thank you so much, Ophelia Falling, Mark Anthony, and Chelsea.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And we'll see you all next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll check you later.
Thanks for watching. This is Support the Scene. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, follow, and share.